That's quite I didn't touch my charger. Cause it makes up, so what should I eat? That's not real shit. Just one night around to get down, can't go in the world right now, just right out there, right down. I got it anyway, it's just down, the best of the time. Yeah, Fortnite about to get down, can't fall in the world right now, just right down. Fucking hell. The fuck's that noise? Can you guys see that outside? Absolutely trashiest fucking game, man. Yeah, I walk a lonely road, the only road I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's on me, and I walk alone. I love that shit. cutscene. This is actually a bit of crap.
A schemer. Call me a freak. How can you say that? I'm just unique. What, me a traitor? They got your back.
Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. A lot more confident now. A lot more confident. Just over 3 times the amount I got. Alright, 3 times the amount. On Xbox, to go. Give me that. I'll be getting a mic, man. When I get my PC, I'll go again on my PC cutting back. Childhood. Actually, I know fucking childhood, so fucking bullshit. If I got one where he says, I was like, oh. Oh. Just gotta go get outside really quick. I wish I had better on my PlayStation. Sounds like it's YouTube and YouTube like that. And Twitch and getting nothing. That you're so far away, basically. Let's try. Oh, fucking what's wrong then? So you can make it north on. Look out! I almost fell out of that fucking pistol, man. Hard death, so we'll kill that motherfucker. Damn, he killed someone, he's going over you. Rockets, I need the bounty. Cause I want to go to some kid's place. Not fucking decent. Like the rest of the streamers. Holy fucking shit. What the absolute fucking hell was that? Jesus fucking Christ. Can I pick my fucking mate, please? Please? I'm done with this absolute fucking shithole.
This is sponsored by G Fuel. I'm literally a different breed. Ah! This is sponsored.
I was here real fast about it. No, he let his teammate die.
Epic man, like me to the face, wait to the man. Fucking two on one money. Claim on shit.
Get out, man. I was here.
Here's everything you need to know about the Fortnite update that just came out today. This is an insane cosmetic update. If you don't already know, Zadie is back out in the item shop. Let's freaking get it. My favorite skin that I never had. We're getting a female Midas skin bundle. She looks so dope. And she's gonna...
Hey guys, today we're drawing the awesome life of Fresh. Comment below if you're an OG fan of Mr. Fresh and know that his initial name was Mr. Fresh Asian. Mr. Fresh is a massive gamer with 5 million subscribers on YouTube and 2.3 million on Twitch. Not only that, he's one of the best pro gamers. Many people don't know this, but Fresh has been through a lot, all of his childhood. It wasn't that easy to reach where he is now. It might seem easy and lucky, but behind the scenes, he's been grinding for hours, even without food, without AC for years, with no recognition. He'd started his gaming when he was only 11 years old. In this episode, we're covering his entire story, all his struggles and all his success. If you want to know about Fresh, watch till the end. And let's go right into the video. The real name of Fresh is Harley Campbell. He was born on the 4th of March 2002, which makes him 18 years old now. Mr. Fresh was born and brought up in Australia. Many people know about his success and glory, but most of us don't know about the struggles he'd been through. Mr. Fresh had a pretty difficult childhood. His parents got divorced when he was 8 months old, and it was really young for him to even understand what was going on. He grew up spending time equally with both parents, alternatively, as per the divorce deal. So, 2 weeks he'd be with his mom, the next 2 weeks with his dad. Mr. Fresh had explained about this in a recent interview. He told his mom was not financially doing well, so she lived in Mount Druitt, which is a suburb area in Sydney. It's a low-profile socio-economic area in Australia. So, Fresh remembers a home with cockroaches and poverty. At the same time, his dad was rich and had a mansion. It was a 28-acre property, and Fresh had a different lifestyle when he was there. So, we can say that he experienced 2 extremes of life as a kid. Some years after the divorce, his mom and dad went into their second marriages. So, Mr. Fresh has half-siblings. From both sides, there are 6 or 7 half-brothers and half-sisters. Mr. Fresh has never been very close to any of them. In fact, he didn't like to be at his dad's place much, because his stepmom and her sons were not really good with him. His dad owned a lighting company, so he used to always be busy with those works. And he'll come back home only late at night. And he really doesn't know about what's happening with Mr. Fresh at home. So, Fresh just went there because he had to. Even though he had the luxuries at his dad's place, he never felt as part of the family. Never felt it was his home. He felt that only at his mom's. When he was 5 years old is when Mr. Fresh first started gaming. One of his first stepbrothers and his dad, and one of his mom started video gaming at that time. That's how Fresh was introduced into this. He was in kindergarten then, and he started playing with his stepbrothers. Accidentally, both of his brothers played Team Fortress 2 at the same time. So, Fresh had a lot of chances to play this game and became a pro in that. He had a laptop for playing the game at his mom's place and always played as a single player. At his dad's place, his stepbrother would allow him to play sometimes. In fact, he didn't know about a multiplayer thing. Mr. Fresh played Team Fortress 2 for years. This actually helped him become good at gaming. While he was getting better at gaming, a different story was going on with... In his school, Fresh was a below-average student. He got straight D's in all his subjects. Mr. Fresh was studying at a good private school. From the time he started his gaming thing, Fresh had started skipping his classes. He never understood what he was doing at school, but he had some other advantages in going to school. Being a high-profile school, there were only rich kids there. Most of them were not allowed to buy online or buy fancy stuffs, so Mr. Fresh would do that for them, with an extra commission of it. This way, he made some pocket money. Even on days he never attended school, Fresh would go to sell things. Interestingly enough, at that time, our favorite player, Husel, had opened a web server for playing Team Fortress 2 for his community to come together and play. And Mr. Fresh Asian was a frequent visitor in Husel's server. This is when he was around 11 or 12 years old. When Fresh was around 13 or 14, he went with his dad and his family for a trip. And he and his stepbrother got into a fight. His brother was very aggressive. When he came back, Fresh's mom found out he had bruises all over his body. This caused a legal situation, and they went to the court at hearings. Finally, his dad was removed from being his custodian, and Fresh moved in completely with his mom. These incidents were not easy or normal for a child at that age. Fresh is told that he purposely forgets many of these memories because they weren't so pleasant. So, he doesn't talk much about his childhood or past anywhere. So, when he moved away from his dad, he got a little gift from him. His stepbrother's old laptop. That was the first time Fresh started playing all kinds of games, like CSGO. Then he came to know about this local gaming lands nearby. It was like 15 minutes from his home. So he'd go there with his old laptop and took part in their competitions. Mr. Fresh won many games with his trash laptop. In fact, many of his gaming accessories he wanted was got by
Oh shit. A bit. Fuck school. Call me Chung. Fuck you! Fuck. I never thought you would ever come, my friend. I'm absolutely shit. Same here, but to me, it's probably having a chat about how school's absolute shit. He said, I went to school, shit. So are you going to have a couple bucks in your life for the rest of your life or what? And I went, no, I'm not. But fuck school. Career takes off. What career do you have, mate? You don't do YouTube, you don't do history, man. What career you talking about, dog? I've got a career in gaming. It's a proper career. Just on mum puts in a bank details, so I start getting money. I'm a noob, a noob, a noob. I can't paint bushes and I never sprint too. You're better than me. You think you're a bot, but compared to me, you're absolutely pro. I'm gonna kill so I pistol. I'm a noob, a noob, a noob. Oh. So, and classic wood. I carry you in classic wood. Yes, I know. That's why I'm so man, I should be the one carrying you. Yeah, all my pals, I'm the best. Oh, fuck no. No, 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 no. Oh, got the fucking catch. Fuck off, yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, teaming bastards. Oh, I do him in one shot. 2 HP. Where would you rather live? Closet, the bedroom, the veg, backyard, kitchen. Yes, there.
Oh, I just booty bombed your ass. Oh. You save yourself from fall damage if it's close to not bad. You can save yourself from fall damage if it's close to not bad.
Lollipop made for more.
The Dark Knight came out in 2008, and Heath Ledger blew everybody away as the Joker. They loved it a lot. Then in 2009, Todd Phillips made The Hangover, and that was great too. Now, if I had told you back then that 10 years later, Todd Phillips would go on to make a standalone Joker movie, you would have been like, that's an incredibly precise prediction to make. Why did you break into my house to tell me this? Well, now it's happened. I haven't broken into your house, but the director of Hangover and Old School and Road Trip has made a very serious movie about one of the most popular comic book villains of all time. Joaquin Phoenix has stepped into the role, and judging by reviews, he's done a really good job. It's a great movie. Although, to be fair, judging by a lot of other reviews, this is an awful movie with no redeeming quality. It's a little divisive. There hasn't been a ton of actors who have played this character on the big screen, but whenever somebody does, it's seen as this massive undertaking. There's a certain mysticism to playing this character, almost like it's cursed. Like, oh, you play the Joker, you're gonna go a little crazy. You better watch out. There's really no other comic book villain that has this kind of reputation where, oh man, this actor better take this seriously and do a ton of preparation. Like, I don't think Corey Stoll went too crazy with his prep to play Yellow Jacket and Ant-Man, you know? He was just like, alright, I'm gonna put on a suit and look 3D. Does that do the trick? And Marvel was like, yeah, do whatever you want, honestly. We're gonna give you similar CGI powers to Ant-Man, and that's pretty much as far as this is gonna go. So today I want to look at what it is about this character that's given it this reputation that makes fans obsessed with how seriously an actor is taking the role, you know? How did they prepare? Are they ever going to be the same? How has their life been destroyed by the Joker? It's weird, because it wasn't always like this. Let's go back a little bit, alright? Follow me, let's go. The Joker was created in 1940 by Bill Finger, Bob Kane, and Jerry Robinson. They kind of argued over credits amongst themselves, but I'm not getting involved in that. I'm crediting them all. Good job, all of you. And Joker wasn't played by an actor until the 1960s, when he was portrayed by this guy, Cesar Romero. And Cesar did not really take this role seriously at all. He certainly didn't seem to feel any pressure from comic book fans because he didn't even shave his mustache. This guy really liked his mustache. It was part of his signature look, so he was like, no, I'm just taped over that thing. Literally nobody's gonna notice or care. And you can't really blame him for not taking it seriously. It wasn't a serious thing. It was all super campy. I mean, Joker challenged Batman to a surfing competition one time. I don't remember that happening in The Dark Knight. So what happened? How did we get from a guy who couldn't be bothered to shave for the role of the Joker to this phrase about how intense a Joker actor has to be? Enter Jack Nicholson. I'm not telling him to enter. He's not here with me. That's just an expression. There were apparently a lot of actors considered for the role in Tim Burton's 1989 Batman movie. David Bowie, Willem Dafoe, that could have been a good one. Tim Curry, he ended up playing a clown anyway. Even Robin Williams was considered. But the role went to Jack Nicholson. He had made it pretty clear 9 years earlier in The Shining that he had it in him to get a little crazy, and he was one of the coolest movie stars. So this was perfect casting for the kind of Joker Tim Burton wanted to create. This Joker was kind of like a wise guy Joker, like a cool, old-timey gangster kind of Joker. He was obsessed with fame and fortune and fashion. Nicholson's mix of cool and a little crazy fit the bill perfectly. The thing is, though, Jack Nicholson didn't really lose himself in the role of the Joker or anything like that. It was a take on the character that was bent in a way that was just perfect for him to play. Pretty much tailor-made to his strengths as an actor and his style and his mannerisms and hell, even his public persona, if we're being honest. I don't want to go as far as to say he was playing himself, but he was kind of playing himself. So in terms of preparation for the role, he apparently didn't really prepare. In fact, Michael Keaton told David Letterman that one time when he and Jack Nicholson were sitting around in their costumes, Jack looked over at him and said, "We just gotta let the wardrobe do the acting, kid." And people loved it. Like, a lot. And that is what really kicked this whole thing off. For almost 2 decades, nobody else played the character in live action. Mark Hamill was doing some awesome stuff on the animated side of things, but it wasn't until it was announced that Heath Ledger would play the character that people even considered that somebody else could play him. And people were mad. Jack Nicholson's Joker was so iconic and synonymous with him, there was a lot of outrage. It's like if in 10 years from now they decide to cast Zac Efron as Iron Man, this good-looking kid who's known for mostly romantic comedies and stuff, suddenly he's playing Tony Stark. people would not be happy at all. They'd be like, no, Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark. I do not like change. That's not to say that Zac Efron would or wouldn't make a good Iron Man. I mean, he probably would not. But the point is, you can see why people were kind of up in arms about Heath Ledger playing the Joker. So people were expecting this to not be good. That's a lot
You'll try to be dog.
for an actor, you have to imagine. Lucky for him, he was cast before the script was even written. So Heath Ledger had a ton of time to put into developing and prepping this character, making it as good as possible while keeping it different from the iconic version people know. This was important to Christopher Nolan too. By now, you've heard the stories about Heath Ledger locking himself up in a hotel room for a month.
Yeah, cunt.
Diary he kept. And when the trailer for The Dark Knight finally dropped, and people saw where he was taking the character, they were like, holy mackerel. That is, I did not expect that. That is incredibly, wow. Good job. And then, of course, tragically, just a month later, Heath Ledger passed away. The official ruling was that it was an accidental overdose. Some of his co-stars on the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, which he was shooting at the time, said that Heath Ledger had some kind of like walking pneumonia. He was having a lot of trouble sleeping, and he was mixing up sleeping pills and prescription drugs as a desperate way of just getting some sleep. His sister, who was one of the last people to speak with him, said that he was in great spirits and showed no signs of depression or anything, although she did apparently warn him about mixing his prescriptions. So it all really seemed like just a tragic accident. But that is not really the story that the press ran with. Word broke about how much he prepared for the role, how dark it was, that he locked himself in a hotel room and the role drove him insane. The movie ended and he was still haunted by the Joker. It made him depressed. He just went too deep into the darkness of the character and it drove him mad in real life. The media took what by most actual accounts was a tragic accident and morphed it into this thing that was entangled in a comic book role that, yeah, he did do a lot of prep for, but according to the people that were there, he had a great time making that movie. Derek Murray co-directed a called I Am Heath Ledger, and he spoke to a whole lot of people that were close to Heath, even during production of The Dark Knight. He said, quote, he had the best time making it. The Joker was a role. He was enthralled by it. He was proud of it. But that version of events is a whole lot less interesting to people than the version than being driven to depression by the Joker. So that dark version is the one we mostly hear about and associate with Heath Ledger's Joker. And so, where did that leave Jared Leto when he was offered the role of the Joker years later? He has to step into this role that the first time around, not counting Cesar Romero, was played iconically by Jack Nicholson. And the time after that was played iconically again by Heath Ledger. I mean, that's nuts. That's like if you start at an IT job and your boss is like, hey, no pressure, but the guy who had this job before you was Steve Jobs, and the guy before him was Bill Gates. So good luck, buddy. All eyes were on Jared Leto, and most of those eyes were not happy. So he goes all into the character in his own way. What choice did he have? He apparently never broke character on set throughout filming. He met with real-life psychopaths. He sent his star disgusting gifts as the Joker. He fully committed to it because after the last two interpretations of the role, people would not settle for anything less. Now, unfortunately for him, the character went in a direction that people didn't like very much at all. Certain decisions were made that were, questionable. I can't say that I like the ha-ha-ha tattoos nor the damaged tattoo. Not great. But Jared Leto definitely felt that pressure and definitely put a lot of work into preparing for the role, which after two legendary incarnations and a lot of dramatization from the press has taken on this kind of prestige. So now, here we are with Mr. Phoenix. Of course, the question on people's minds is, well, how did he prepare for the role? What did he do? When we saw first images of him as the character, it was clear that he had lost a ton of weight. People were like, oh boy, another actor diving into the dark role. Oh man, this he's gonna lose his mind. It already looks like he's gonna be scarred for life. This is gonna be nuts. Strap in. Except, it's not. It's not that nuts, guys. Don't get me wrong, he lost 52 pounds to play the character, and that is super impressive dedication. But he's an actor that's played around with his weight before, and he's far from being the only one to do that. And apparently, he actually wanted the Joker to be fat. Todd Phillips is the one who asked for a super thin version. Phoenix also read some books about political assassinations